A storm swept the African jungle, 70-mile winds tearing 100-foot trees, 6-inch rain veiling a love as wild as the vines. A scientist girl, heart bold with discovery, met Tarzan, a soul of apes, their love blooming where 8-inch orchids glowed. But a 50-foot cliff fall in the tempest's grip threatened to snuff their flame. Why did Tarzan risk all for her in a night where lightning blazed 80 yards off, 10-foot floods roared? What wove their hearts in a jungle alive with 200-pound leopards? This tender saga of sacrifice will seize every American, from Montana lovers to California dreamers, pulling you into a romance forged in peril. Picture a hand reaching through rain, a heart beating 50 feet below, claws glinting 20 feet away. Would you leap for love? Smash that subscribe button, drop your city, Denver, Savannah, or beyond in the comments, and brace for a tale that'll warm your soul. Dive into the jungle, feel love's pulse now. The African rainforest, a 1,000-square-mile tapestry of 100-foot mahogany giants and 30-foot vines, lay draped in a night as deep as a lover's gaze, yet pulsing with danger. A storm, fierce as a spurned heart, churned 70-mile winds that twisted 50-foot palms, their fronds whispering secrets, while 6-inch raindrops fell, glistening on 8-inch orchids that shimmered like stars in the dark. Lightning, sharp as a lover's vow, flickered every 7 seconds, its silver glow casting the jungle in fleeting romance before plunging it into shadow. Thunder rumbled, a 120-decibel sigh, blending with the soft coo of 3-pound doves 70 feet above and the hum of 5-inch beetles 20 feet below. The air carried a scent of damp moss, blooming flowers, and the faint musk of predators, a perfume that cloaked the 60-foot clearing where love faced its fiercest trial. Dr. Lila Monroe, a 32-year-old American botanist, lay broken 50 feet below a cliff's edge, her 5'7" frame crumpled in 6-inch mud, her auburn hair tangled with 3-inch leaves, her khaki dress torn from a 4-inch snag on a jagged rock. Her green eyes, once bright with wonder, flickered with pain, her breath shallow from a 5-inch gash on her thigh, blood pooling in the mud, a 2-inch bruise swelling on her arm. 4 weeks ago, she'd sailed from Boston, 4,000 miles away, to study rare orchids, her 6-inch notebook brimming with sketches, her heart fueled by a memory. Her mother, a gardener, planting a 3-foot rose bed at 10, teaching her nature's poetry. 3 days ago, she'd met Tarzan, 300 yards from her 12-foot tent, his 6'3" form a mystery, his eyes piercing yet tender, a man who spoke the jungle's language. Their love had grown in quiet moments, her tracing a 7-inch orchid, him guiding her across a 5-foot stream, their hands brushing, a 3-inch touch sparking a flame. Now, in this 60-foot clearing, that flame flickered. Her fall from a 50-foot cliff during a storm-chased trek, a cruel twist of fate. Tarzan stood 15 feet above, on the cliff's edge, his 6'3", 220-pound frame a beacon against the lightning, his black hair, shoulder-length, dripping rain, his loincloth soaked yet warm with devotion. His body bore scars, leopard claws across his chest, a crocodile's bite on his thigh, a hyena's tear on his shoulder, a poacher's bullet graze on his ribs, etched in 30 years raised by apes, each a testament to love's cost. He gripped a 7-foot rope, woven from 4-inch vines, its fibers biting his calloused hands, a lifeline for Lila. The jungle was his soul, its rhythms his heartbeat, every sound a map. The 15-foot python coiling 60 feet above, the 5-pound antelope fleeing 200 yards off, the 200-pound leopard's 100-decibel growl 150 yards away. 2 hours ago, he'd led Lila 1.5 miles to a 120-foot ridge, seeking a 9-inch orchid, her smile a melody in the storm's roar. A 6-foot ledge had crumbled, 50 feet high, sending her tumbling, her 90-decibel scream slicing his heart like a thorn. Now, in this 60-foot clearing, he was her savior, love driving him into the abyss. Lila stirred, 50 feet below, her 130-pound frame shifting, a 3-inch twig snapping under her hand, a faint 80-decibel crack in the storm's pause. Her thigh throbbed, the 5-inch gash pulsing, her arm aching, but her heart clung to Tarzan's image, his 6'3" form carving a 10-foot path through vines yesterday, his eyes softening as he offered a 6-inch flower. A memory surged. At 15, her mother's death, her vow to honor nature, now tested in this 6-inch mud, 400 yards from her camp. Another flashed, Tarzan steadying her on a 5-inch branch, his 4-inch hand warm, love woven in glances, their hearts entwined like 8-inch orchids. She grasped a 4-inch rock, her fingers trembling, hope a fragile bloom, her eyes scanning the cliff for 50 feet of salvation, for him. Tarzan descended, 25 feet, his 220 pounds straining the 7-foot rope, rain slicking his grip, a 3-inch thorn piercing his shoulder, a 2-inch scratch bleeding, pain a whisper against love. The cliff, 50 feet high, loomed, its 7-inch crevasses sharp, a 4-foot overhang blocking his path, a 5-foot crevasse gaping below. He swung 15 feet, his feet scraping a 3-inch hold, pebbles falling 30 feet, a 90-decibel clatter. His spear, left 15 feet above, was useless, love his blade. A second leopard, 180 pounds, growled 200 yards off, a 90-decibel echo, its scent a shadow trailing the 200-pound beast. Tarzan's heart pounded, memories of Kayla flooding back, his ape mother, shielding him from a 7-foot flood at 11, her warmth his first love. Another surged, Kerchak, his ape brother, carrying him across a 40-foot gorge at 13, a lesson in devotion now mirrored in Lila's peril. He dropped 20 feet, the rope searing his palms, a 2-inch blister forming, pain a distant pulse. Lila lay 10 feet below, her 5'7" frame still, her 5-inch gash staining the mud, her breath a faint 85-decibel rasp. Tarzan's eyes locked on her, love ablaze in his chest, his scars a map of sacrifice. For Kayla, lost at 15. For Lila, his heart's compass. A 20-foot rock slide, 50 yards left, roared, a 110-decibel rumble, 6-inch stones tumbling 30 feet, mud splashing 5 feet from Lila. Tarzan leaped 12 feet, landing 3 feet from her, his 220 pounds sinking into the 6-inch mud, the rope taut, stretched 50 feet. Lila's eyes opened, meeting his, a spark of trust, her hand reaching 1 inch short, love bridging the gap. The storm surged, 6-inch rain thickening, 70-mph winds shaking 100-foot trees, a 12-foot branch crashing 40 feet away, a 120-decibel crack echoing. A 10-foot flood roared 250 yards off, its 50-foot-wide river a lover's cry. Tarzan knelt, his 6'3" frame shielding Lila, his hand brushing her cheek. A 4-inch touch of fire, her 130-pound frame light as he lifted her. Her 5-inch gash bled, pain etching her face, but her eyes held his, love a vow unspoken. He bound her wound with a 4-inch vine, his hands steady, a 3-inch knot sealing her blood, his 2-inch shoulder scratch ignored. A memory flashed. At 18, weaving a 6-foot sling for a wounded ape, Kyla's care now saving Lila. Another. Lila's 3-inch smile as they watched a 5-pound monkey swing 2 days ago. Their love a shared pulse. He carried her 50 feet up, his 220 pounds straining, the 7-foot rope fraying, a 3-inch tier threatening to snap. A 5-foot crevasse gaped 15 feet up, its 6-inch depth a trap, mud oozing like sorrow. Tarzan swung 15 feet, his feet grazing a 5-inch ledge, Lila's 130 pounds secure, her auburn hair brushing his chest, a 4-inch strand catching his scar. Lightning flashed, the 60-foot clearing a stage, their love a dance of survival. A 20-foot vine, 25 feet up, beckoned, its 4-inch fibers strong. Tarzan leaped, 12 feet, grabbing it, his 220 pounds swinging 20 feet, landing 3 feet from the cliff's top. Lila's breath steadying, a 95-decibel sigh of trust. The 200-pound leopard emerged, 30 yards off, its 100-decibel growl a blade, eyes glinting, muscles rippling under spotted fur. A second, 180 pounds, stalked 40 yards left, its 90-decibel snarl a shadow, their 2-inch claws gleaming. Tarzan laid Lila 3 feet from a 20-foot mahogany, her 5'7" frame safe, his 6'3" form a fortress. He hurled a 7-pound rock, a 25-foot throw, its 110-decibel thud startling the 200-pound leopard, sending it 15 feet back, its 100-decibel growl fading. The 180-pound beast lunged 20 feet, its 2-inch claws slashing air, 4 inches from Tarzan's leg, mud splashing 6 feet. Tarzan swung his 7-foot rope, a 10-foot arc, its 90-decibel whip driving the second leopard 10 feet back, its 90-decibel snarl retreating. Tarzan knelt, 2 feet from Lila, his hand cupping her face, a 4-inch touch, her green eyes warm, their bond unbroken by the 50-foot fall. His 2-inch blister pulsed, his 2-inch scratches bled, but his 220 pounds stood firm, love his shield. A memory surged. At 20, Tarzan watching Kaila's 4-foot grave, vowing to love fiercely, now fulfilled in Lila's gaze. Another, Lila's 5-inch hand sketching a 7-inch orchid, their fingers brushing, love blooming like 8-inch petals. The leopards circled, 50 yards off, their 90-decibel growls distant, defeated by Tarzan's stand. The storm softened, 6-inch rain easing to 3 inches, the 60-foot clearing a sanctuary, their love a beacon, 1 mile from Lila's camp, where help waited, their hearts entwined like vines. Tarzan's rescue in that stormy jungle wasn't just bravery. It was love, a fire forged in sacrifice and trust. Saving Lila from a 50-foot cliff fall and 200-pound leopards in a 70-mile-per-hour tempest, he risked all, a beacon for every American, from Wyoming romantics to Texas families. Lila's resilience, her 5'7" frame clinging to hope, proves love endures crisis, a lesson for couples, parents, and dreamers in Ohio, Florida, or beyond. Tarzan's scars, etched by Kaila's loss at 15 and Kerchak's care, echo pioneers risking all for love, showing bonds thrive through trials. Lila's 90-decibel cry, a jungle SOS, mirrors amber alerts, urging us to save those we cherish, lovers, friends, or strangers in need. This tender saga, warm as a Boston rose garden, pushes U.S. viewers aged 25 to 70 to nurture love, to leap for those who fall in forests, cities, or hearts. Love isn't ease. It's a 6'3" man climbing a 50-foot cliff, gashed but unbowed, for a scientist's soul. Here's to teaching our children to love fiercely, training our hearts to sacrifice, and being the hero who holds love tight, as Tarzan did in that rain-soaked night. His rope a symbol of devotion, his stand a call to cherish every heartbeat, If Tarzan's love for Lila, braving a 50-foot fall and leopards in a 70 mph storm, set your heart aglow, slam that like button to fuel more romantic sagas. Subscribe and ring the bell for daily tales, crafted for Americans craving passion and grit, from Alaska's icy peaks to Florida's sunlit shores. Share this with your partner, book club, or conservation group. Spread the call to cherish love, like Tarzan did. Comment below. Where are you watching? Phoenix, Boston, or Tulsa? Ever risked all for someone's heart? Your story could spark millions, like 7 million X posts cheering a hero's love. Check our latest video on a desert romance, popping up now, for more heart-stirring thrills that echo Tarzan's devotion. For exclusive Tarzan sketches, orchid lore, or love tips, join our Patreon, link in the description. Every like, share, or comment builds a tribe of loving souls, louder than 120 decibel thunder, brighter than 8-inch orchids. Tarzan saved Lila from a 50-foot cliff. Let's save love in our lives, from redwoods to rooftops. Engage now. Tell us your city, Hanoi at 11 p.m. or Denver at dawn, and join us tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern for another saga you'll treasure. Be the love you admire, the Tarzan to someone's heart.